Hello.
Hello.
Your novel Membrane is just published in French by the Asiatech. May you please present this novel?
To talk about the novel, right? Yeah. The novel is a science fiction, and it imagines that a world under the sea, because according to the story, the lands are seriously damaged by pollutions and sunshine through the ozone, and but that certainly is a metaphor. It means that the Earth is wrapped inside a membrane, and in the story, the protagonist or the heroine is called Momo, and the character. I got the name of the character Momo from the Japanese fairy tale Momotaro-san, means a peach samurai. By this, I try to suggest that this character is not naturally born, is artificially made, just like Momotaro-san is not born but found inside a peach. And in the story, I set up the protagonist as a therapist or massager who maintains the beauty of the clients by a lot of skin refining therapies. But in the process, she is, as the story will reveal, she is conducting some illegal scientific research and investigation by getting so close to the skin of the clients, because actually we know that each person has a lot of secrets hidden in the skin, so the character Momo can repair a person's skin and to retract the secrets from the person's skin at the same time. Yeah. And the novel, okay, aside, in addition to the science fiction gimmicks, I also emphasize the topic, the issue of loneliness, solitude in a future world. We already, for the time being, we already know that everybody is isolated, is alienated by modern life, by civilization and the technology. But in the story, I imagine that the future world will be even more challenging to everybody. I portray the heroine to be a very solitary person, and she tries to make friends. However, her friends in general are cyborgs, because there are no real human beings around her.
Okay. Is it about the main topics are solitude, the question of our future, and what it becomes? We are not people together. We are people isolated each others.
Yeah.
Sorry, please.
So I am trying to do several things at the same time. So the book is a protest of the damaged environment of Earth, and the second, it imagines the future human beings as companions of cyborgs, or we can say that the cyborgs are the future companions to humans. And the third, I this book is really about the solitude, and sometimes the comforts are from the human beings' best friends, which are cyborgs and androids.
Today, what does it mean to be a writer in Taiwan and a science fiction writer? What does it mean today?
I think that it's a good question, but now it's so deep. It's not easy to separate the science fiction writer from a science fiction reader, because a lot of science fiction reading and writing happens online, and every writer has to read a lot, and every reader online is happy to contribute a lot. So I would say that I try science fiction writers like me and my peers try to create a world, a literary world, which is different from the real world, but which is also different from the internet world at the same time, because we have to write something very different from what the people will read from online, from what people will read online. Otherwise, it's a huge competition. We know that many science fiction readers already turn to the colorful world on the internet. There are so many amazing websites and experiments and avant-garde arts, but to write science fiction means to the writers have to compete with the internet in order to keep the science fiction tradition.
Okay. But your Membrane is your first book translated in French, but you have written another books before.
Yeah.
Is it science fiction books too? May you have a word about?
In my other books, I also have some science fiction stories, and one reason is I'm interested in exploring the alternatives to the real world. Actually, in East Asian societies, the realist fiction is considered to be the norm, the standard. But I try to do something different. That's why I try to write less realism, but more science fiction.
Okay. You're a writer, but you are also a translator, I think.
Yeah,
it's right.
Is it right? But, when I was younger, I translated a lot of books, European literature, but nowadays I'm also a college teacher. But I'm still very close to the European tradition, because very often I introduce European literature, ranging from Greek tragedies to French, the important French movies to my students in Taiwan.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm very lucky that I can do such things.
And does it exist a link between being a translator first and then a writer? Does it change your way of writing, or not at all?
Oh yes, certainly. I find that certainly because I translated so much when I was younger. I find that I'm more sensitive to the differences of languages, and I also find that I don't take my mother tongue Chinese, don't take it as taken it. I don't take it for granted. Somehow I find that because of my experience with other languages, I also spend some time learning French. I find that Chinese is not as natural as it appears. When Chinese is compared with other European languages, it doesn't look very logical, and sometimes it feels foreign to me too.
Okay.
And it's not because the Chinese language is not as logical, as precise, as accurate as English
precise,
and
yes,
and French. Yeah.
Précis. And what about the science fiction in general in Taiwan? Is it very different of the European, of the English science fiction? Is it the main kind of writing? Is it the main topics in the books, or not at all?
Science fiction is it is always considered to be very exotic in Taiwan. So I find that the festival, the Utopiales, is very amazing because it seems that the French people are really fascinated with science fiction, and it's a bit different in Taiwan because some people like science fiction, but we don't see that so many readers are attracted to to this genre. But things are changing. For instance, because of the popularity of fantasies, such as Harry Potter's stories, many readers in Taiwan are showing more interest in science fiction and fantasies now.
And a Chinese writer, Liu Cixin, has just have the Hugo Award this year.
Yes, I know.
Maybe it change. Does it change things or not at all?
Yeah, I know that the Hugo Award prize winner is amazing, but perhaps that is one exception. The reason is that in fact both Taiwanese readers and Chinese readers often prefer the European American science fiction works. I think that is common because the local writers in Asia have to compete with the masters in Europe and America. That's always the case. But one good thing about, I think that there is a great potential in East Asia about the production of science fiction, because people there are really very much into everything of a high tech, like cameras, cell phones, internet. People there are really obsessed, and everybody's life is already very close to a science fiction style. So that perhaps there will be more writers to participate in the camp.
Okay. And two last questions. The first, you're a writer, you're a translator, maybe you are readers. What kind of book do you read? What is your most important books for you?
Okay. In fact, because I love to read French literary theory, but not in French, in English translations. The French philosophers and literature scholars do influence me a lot. Jacques Derrida is still a very important icon to literature scholars in Taiwan. And I find that I'm not teaching currently. I'm teaching Simone Beauvoir's Second Sex. It's an old book, but it's newly translated as 3 volumes. In the past, in America and in Chinese and English, the Simone de Beauvoir's Second Sex was only one volume long because it was seriously abridged in Chinese and English. But now we can, I can teach Simone de Beauvoir in 3 volumes, Second Sex in 3 volumes to my students. One reason is of course, I'm interested in French philosophy. That's why I choose it to teach it to students. As I mentioned in the book Membrane, I'm very interested in the French writer Utopiales.
Okay.
Yeah, because many of his books are already translated in Taiwan.
Okay.
And I enjoy reading them.
Okay. And the last question, the French reader will discover you with Membrane, published in the Asiatech. What do you want to say to us?
Oh, okay. I really appreciate the opportunity, and I think I'm very lucky. But I hope many other Taiwanese writers will share my good fortune and get to know readers in France, because I think that Taiwanese literature has a lot of unique characteristics, not necessarily found in other Asian countries, and I hope French readers will find it fun to read literature from Taiwan.
Thank you for your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let's stay in the Utopial. Bye bye.
Good. Thank you.